Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and welcome to another episode of Cooking with Saucy Sean's Fine Eats, where we make real food for real people. So tonight we're going to make kind of a Canadian thing again, even though we're not in Canada. But that's okay. We're going to make butter tarts. Oh, butter tarts are amazing. They're great. They're wonderful. They're so good. One of the secrets to making an easy butter tart is that you use pre-made tart shells. Makes it so much easier. And it's really interesting. I found these ones in Walmart. They are, pardon me, Dutch and cholesterol-free, 100% vegetable shortening. Made in historic Natchez, I know I'm not saying that right, Mississippi. Anyways, the interesting thing is on the back of this package of tart shells is a recipe for Granny's pecan pie tarts. Oh, sorry, Granny's pecan pie tarts. You gotta say pecan right when you're in America, especially when you're in the South, or they'll just lynch you. Anyways, it's pretty much a butter tart is a pecan tart without the pecans, and you put raisins in instead if you're so inclined. Now, you don't have to use raisins. You can do them without raisins. You can also do them with, sorry, I'm looking for my vanilla. You can do them with craisins, cranberries. You can do them with, well, this is weird. My vanilla has gone missing. Hang on, we'll be back. There it is. I didn't put it away. Anyways, you can do them with craisins. You can do them with dried blueberries. I'm thinking you do them with chocolate chips. Maybe a little bit of chocolate chips and some sea salt on top. Oh, you know that would be good. Anyways, to do this, I've picked a fairly easy recipe. I've made it a few times. I've usually made it in larger quantity and in probably some smaller tart shells. So I'm a little bit concerned about quantity of filling. I'm either going to have just enough, way too little, or way too much. Kind of covers the whole gambit. So we're going to give it a try. I have melted some butter in this bowl here. My original plan was to leave the butter out and just, kind of let it soften and stuff. You need the butter soft, or it's not going to mix up well. You could do it with a mixer, which makes it really easy. You could also heat it up on the stove in a good pot, but we've talked about my pots here, and I really don't want to do that. So I'm just going to melt the butter. A lot of butter tart recipes I've looked at have actually got, they're cooked beforehand, but they're also cooked fully in the oven. My oven is warming up to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So, and you've got a cup of butter. I need a cup of packed brown sugar. There we go. And you know what? Just got a titch left, so in it goes. Then I need a cup of corn syrup. You can use light corn syrup. You can use dark corn syrup. It's really, really up to you. So I'm going to use this light stuff I found and pour it in. There we go, a cup of that. Now we're going to mix all this up until the sugar is pretty much dissolved. Do I need my cup for anything else? No, sir, I do not. So it can go into the sink. I'm going to try mixing it up with this spatula. I'm really starting to think I have to get myself some proper mixing spoons down here. Looks like I get to go home soon on this trip, and then I'll be back again because my client here needs lots of help in a positive way. We're making some really good improvements, getting some good ideas for them and how to improve things. Things are coming along. So, don't know if I've mentioned it before, but I found a really great barbecue restaurant down here. I really am happy with it. It's called the Big Shanty Smokehouse in Kennesaw. Family-run place. Really good food. I've tried, the first meal I had there was their sampler, which had the homemade sausage, which was great. It had sliced brisket, chopped some pulled pork, and yeah, that was it. And then a couple of sides. They had beans. They were a different style of beans, and they were really good. Their coleslaw is really good. Went back, had smoked chicken there. Guys, it was so good. I was so shocked. Really, really enjoy their food. If you're ever in the Atlanta area and you have time, go up to Kennesaw, Big Shanty Smokehouse. Their hours are really short. They're only open Wednesday through Saturday from 11 until 7. Half teaspoon of salt. 2 teaspoons of vanilla. 1, 2, 4 eggs. I hate these bowls. Yeah, so while I'm mixing this up, what else have I done here? Not too much. It's did a little more hiking around Kennesaw Mountain on Saturday. Went for a drive. Oh, there's something fun to look up. Buc-ee's. B-U-C apostrophe E-E-S. Probably apostrophe S too. It is the weirdest thing. It's like a gas station on steroids. 4. Yes, 4 eggs. You'd think it would be a truck stop, but they don't allow trucks in there. You're talking about a gas station with, I don't know, I exaggerate a little bit. I'm talking a little bit. You probably got close to 100 gas pumps. Got this huge convenience store. They've got beef jerky. They've got fudge they make there. They've got pulled pork, smoked chicken, brisket, sandwiches, jerky, like crazy amounts of jerky. They've got sort of clothing and hunting stuff and hiking and camping stuff and kitchen stuff, like, you know, kind of the artsy kitchen stuff. Cast iron, complete convenience store, coffee for miles. It's just a really cool place. If you ever see one, if you're driving in the States, you see a Buc-ee's, take the time, pull in, and be awed by the sheer scope of this place. It's amazing. So, I've added my eggs, vanilla, and salt, and I'm just trying to get it all mixed up. And if you have a mixer, you can do this in a mixer. Makes it a little bit easier. If you have a spoon, probably better than using this silly spatula, which I think is going to break soon. What would you want for $1? Okay, now we're going to add a half cup of raisins. Raisins! They're a little bit hard in there. Break them up. Good measure. There we go. Okay, we're going to mix those raisins in. So now we've got our filling all nice and good. There's going to be lots of filling here. I made way too much. I knew it would be one of those choices. So I'm going to try it with a, what do I got here? I think that's a 1/4 cup. I also have an 1/8 cup. I'm going to start with the 1/4 cup. I'm going to try filling these little guys with a 1/4 cup per. And that's going to be too much. So you want to fill your tart shells about 3/4 full. You don't want to fill them right to the top because they're going to bubble in the oven. Bubble up really good, and you don't want them pouring themselves everywhere. Yeah, an 1/8 cup is about right. You can actually, we always call them as, you know, normal people, ice cream scoops, but the correct term is a disher for ice cream scoops, and they come in various sizes and color codes, and they've got measurements, so you can actually portion things out properly, and that would be the right tool to use for this. But this is going okay. I lined this cookie sheet with aluminum foil so that I wouldn't get the sheet totally covered with this goo when it boils over in the oven. So we're just going to go ahead and fill all these up. So by the time you see this, I'll probably be home for a few weeks. Doing hopefully some more cooking at home, seeing my family. Kind of miss my family. Gonna go do some camping. Maybe I'll do some camping videos. I know I've talked a little bit in one video about Dollar Tree. It's like a dollar store, but they actually sell a little bit more food and stuff. And I did a little bit of looking today. Saw something on Facebook and followed the link. Yeah, I did. It was for comparison between Dollar Tree and Dollar General. Because there's also this store called Dollar General, which is, I guess, more of a low-end, kind of like a Dollar Tree, but I guess it doesn't limit their prices to $1 or $1.25. They can go up to $10 or something, and they have more food. And you go anywhere out in the rural area here, and you'll find Family Dollars everywhere. Looks like they're pretty comparable stores, so I want to... No, Dollar General, that's the word I was looking for. Sorry. There's also a store called Family Dollar, which kind of falls into the same category. But the Dollar Generals are everywhere, and I got to get in and try one soon. So we're going to do that. I'm going to see what kind of meals I can prepare from there. So I got my first dozen ready to go. I'm going to throw them in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes at 400 degrees. I'm going straight to 20. You want to make sure that when you pull them out, they're bubbling and cooking, and they've bubbled up and they're actively bubbling, and that means that they're ready to come out. So I'm going to put this in here. I'm going to set my timer, and I'll just keep filling up my other tart shells here, even though it's going to make a nice mess on my counter. I kind of planned for that. I only have the one cookie sheet, obviously. I don't have a lot of extra stuff here, so kind of have to make do and just see what happens. I might not have a lot of extra. Now, for those of you who are trying to do keto or something silly, this isn't for you. If you're a diabetic, this isn't for you. But for those of us who are just crazy enough to like your sweets, these are really nice. I always wondered, I meant to look it up, but the difference between a butter tart, which is a Canadian thing, and a pecan pie or a pecan tart, which is more American. And yeah, the recipe on this package here uses eggs and corn syrup, nuts, of course, sugar, so it probably uses white sugar, and it uses butter or margarine. Margarine? Who would use margarine in something like this? That's just wrong. And vanilla, so pretty much the same thing. That's cool to know. I'm happy to know that now. So actually, I'm going to end up fairly close to the right amount. This is pretty close. I may have overfilled a few of these a little bit. I'm not going to go back and put any more in because, as I said before, they're going to bubble up. I really have no idea how these tart shells are going to turn out. I really hope these are good. If I'm doing them at home, well, I get some from Gordon Food, and I also use the Tender Flake ones. I like the Tender Flake. Unless you're cooking for a vegan, the Tender Flake's a good option. But there we go. So that's all I have left. Just not much at all. So that's pretty good, pretty right on. I made 2 dozen tarts with the recipe I gave you. So I'm going to wait for these to cook, another 18 minutes, pull them out, we'll show them to you, put some more in, and we'll call it a day. Talk to you in a little bit. Welcome back. Now, here we have our first batch. See how they're all nice and bubbled up and all that fun stuff? That's what we're looking for. And you want to be very careful with these at this stage. I'm bringing in closer. See them? Oh yeah. as that is molten sugar on those guys. And you don't want to spill that on yourself. You don't want to try eating them right now, nothing like that. But this is how they should look. Maybe I didn't get some egg mixed in good enough. But anyways, I'm going to let this cool for a few minutes. I'll move them onto something else. Put these guys in the oven for another 20 minutes. The oven actually worked this time. And after they're done, these should be cool enough that I can try one. But you don't want to eat these fresh out of the oven. You need to let them cool because this is hot molten sugar. Not good for you. Anyways, we'll come back in a little bit and see how they turned out. Hey, so I've brought out my second batch. They're cooked up nicely. These guys, now I say they're molten sugar. It's a little bit of an exaggeration, but they are going to stick to you if you get it on you. It'll stick and burn. So that's why you want that cool. So these are cooled for 20 minutes. They're still in that nice warm state. Look at that. Oh, these pie crusts look great. These tart crusts look great though. Let's give it a go. Oh, you know it's good because Saucy made it. I love butter tarts, and these are top notch. It's a great recipe. You really should give it a try. You saw how long it took. I mean, talking my way through it, I think it was 15 minutes of prep and then 20 minutes to cook them. So easy, so simple. And you saw the tools I used. Just make sure you beat it a little bit more. I don't think I got the egg quite mixed in well enough, and there's a little bit of egg, but yeah, you can still eat it. Anyways, folks, hope you enjoyed this video. You know what I'm going to say. Thumbs up, like it, share it. Let's get people watching these, folks, so we can build more of them. You guys have a great day. Saucy Sean loves you. Well, maybe. I don't know yet, but I probably do. And there's lots to be positive about, even in the midst of all this COVID crap. So have a great day, folks. Talk to you later.